My name is Srividya. I am one of those people that Telugu audience look at and go like, I know her somewhere, but I don't remember immediately. And then after some time, they'll suddenly remember, they'll get all excited and then they'll come to me and they'll say, hey, you're Divya, no? So, words at your fingertips. But then suddenly the internet has already moved on to its next glittery thing. But, so today, what I'm going to tell you is how I, a really naive journalist, suddenly by mistake stumbled into the beast of digital media entertainment and how I survived. Quite a roller coaster, man. So let's begin with how I started off, right? I really love stories. I just wanted to be a part of stories and storytelling one way or the other. Before we go on, how many of you have an ambition to become in the creative field, something writer, actor, director, music, in the cinema industry, let's say? Give me a cheer. Nice. Everybody is a TFI Banisa. Re-release kelocharu kada andru. How many of you were told, first engineering cheseyindi, tarvata chustundi, tarvata you can do what you want? How many of you? Give me a cheer, guys. Too much, man. Telugu Yuvata. Same, it was the same for me also. Full, Telugu Orthodox family, everybody wanted me to do engineering, but I knew I wanted to, be a part of stories, like I said. So I decided I will do a mass communication course. Because it's still a little bit of a professional course, I can say that I'll get a job after this. That was my bargaining. But when I was starting off, there were only 3 colleges that had mass communication. Yes, when that old. This is the era when there were 3 colleges for mass comm, and in those 3 there are only 3 streams: TV, print, radio. Yes, I am that old. This was the time when digital media did not have its own educational course also. Then cut to 12 years, OTTs, short format, social media, the industries and the formats and the businesses that have evolved. Some of them the biggest in the world currently. The switch was so jarring. In fact, there was a point when I went back to my college as a guest, and I realized their life is so different. These people order food from Swiggy. We used to eat whatever they put in the canteen. They get their notes on WhatsApp. We used to run to the Xerox shop and line up over there. They get their updates from Slack. We had to look it up on the notice board. Life is different, man. It has changed from absolutely non-digital to entirely digital. So then, when I started off as a journalist, professionally, I was a baby, and so was the digital media beast. It was also a baby. It was just evolving as memes and listicles, as a content platform. Newspapers were just starting to upload their stories online. That's when Chai Biscuit, I was doing the meme reviews and movie reviews in these small listicle consumable formats. It was a baby. I was growing, evolving and maturing along with the baby that digital entertainment was. Next came what in about a year or two, YouTube turned out to be an alternative entertainment source besides just cinema and TV. People started to see it as another way to entertain themselves. That's when Girl Formula happened. So when Girl Formula happened, it was just a fun idea by this young 20-something-year-old who was messing with the management and saying that I want to do this. And because it was such a creative team, they engaged my first and said that, okay, fine, go do it. Then we realized it's actually a creative revolution. We were seeing numbers, we were seeing impact, we were seeing these people who were really relating to what we are saying. To quote a great man in simpler words, naake itla anpistada antunna, meeku kuda itlane anpistada, is what they probably thought. And suddenly we were seeing so many relatable numbers. Eventually, so YouTube digital entertainment was at this point like a teenager. Started as a baby, now a teenager. Very moody, very faddish. I'm just going to do whatever the trend says. So it started with short films, then it was doing sketches, relatable videos, and now it was web series. So because I love this beast so much, I moved on to its next level. That's when software development happened. During that period, it was something that I learned is that content, what you get out of content is not only for the audience, it's for the creator as well. Now, creator economy was just picking up. We could create a livelihood out of this piece of entertainment. It was building into a business. This teenager was growing up. It was maturing into a grown adult, into a working professional. From there, while this was happening, on the side, there was this alter ego rebel child that was running a secret cult. It's called TikTok. Now what you see, out of that came deals, shorts, paid partnership, retainer deals, affiliate marketing, so many things. On the other hand, cinema was doing its own thing. Suddenly, the movie industry understood that the only way to make money out of a movie is not by just getting a ticket cut in the theatre. You could get it out of so many multiple ways on one piece of content that is a movie. That includes OTT rights, satellite rights, music, dubbing, remake. In fact, in dubbing, you can actually generate revenue on different geographies as well. Suddenly, digital entertainment was not a young adult teenager, none of that. Digital entertainment was like a Rocky from KGF. It's a gangster, it's a businessman. It can change industries, it can change the face of a brand, it could change everything. This is when content on digital could cross boundaries. It could take a small piece of content from a South Asian state to the Oscars. The flight was moving. All of this happened just in 7 years. 7 years. I survived the big bang that is digital entertainment. All of the little shifts, all of the little collisions. It has hardened me to a point where, no matter what happens from here on, I can take it. Bring it on. To quote another great man, that's just me. So I don't really feel bad when, after 200 articles, 100 YouTube videos, millions of views, crores of rupees later, somebody comes in and tells me, you're that girl from Girl Formula or you're that HR from software developer. It really doesn't bother me. You know why? Because it's been 7 years since I appeared on Girl Formula. It's been 5 years since I appeared on software developer. But still, people who come up to me and quote me, it reminds me that the impact of honest art is immeasurable. And no matter what shape this art form will take, I will shapeshift. Thank you so much, guys.